Alright, guys, so I know this news has been out like for a couple days now, but I was kind of away. I was off kind of doing my own thing. Was celebrating celebrating Valentine's with my girlfriend, and yeah, so I'm back to kind of catch up on the two major things that really happened this past week. And yes, I got in time to talk about the Super Bowl stuff, which will be later this. I don't know if I'm still debating on whether I should do separate videos on each thing, or if I should just do it all in one big compilation. I'm not sure yet as of this recording, so I'll do either one of the other. Anyway, so let's talk about the first major thing that happened this week. Something that like you'd have to read twice to be like, wait, that was real. Like, wait, like hold on a second, hold on, wait a minute, time out. this is real. Wait, hang on, this is actually real, right? Like that was all our reaction. Yes, as you can see from the title, we are getting a Spider-Man Noir. We are getting a Spider-Man Noir live-action series on Amazon. Now you may be thinking, well, why is Amazon getting it? I thought it was under Sony. Well, Sony has the TV and movie rights to Spider-Man, or any Spider-Man, and they can give it out and dole it out as they so choose. And considering there's no Sony Plus, which I'm actually surprised there isn't, which actually like kind of surprised me of why Sony or TriStar hasn't tried to make like a Sony Plus. Like they've just been divvying out their movie streaming rights to other people. I guess maybe that's just more money. They can make more money like that, or Sony just doesn't want to bother with it. I'm kind of leaning more on the latter than the former. That's just me though. And yeah, so Amazon was just like, we'll do it. We will do a Amazon show. And this also comes at the same time that Amazon announced that they're going to be doing a animated series on witches. The Scott Snyder and Jock horror story. Which was very good. I really enjoyed Witches. And it's also kind of funny that you'd think Witches would be the live-action show and Spider-Man Noir would be the animated show, right? Like, but no, it's flipped. Witches is animated, and Spider-Man Noir is live-action. Which, yes, let's get this right out of the way. We all hope that Nicolas Cage is Spider-Man Noir. We all hope he is Noir Peter Parker. Although I've heard like two different things that they're gonna name him. They're gonna call Parker something else. Like they're gonna give him a different name, which I don't know what's that all about. But I've heard he's just gonna be Peter Benjamin Parker or just Benjamin Parker. I've heard two different things. I've heard like three different things on what his name's gonna be, which I'm like, that's weird, but whatever. I don't know if that's like Sony trying to say, oh, we don't want to confuse the audiences that this is Peter Parker. I'm like, we've done multiverse stuff for about 10 years now. I think it's safe to say the audience knows it's a different Peter Parker, right? Like, I think we can all agree that it's a different Peter Parker, right? Anyway, so yeah, that's it's been kind of a big thing as of late. Now, the other thing is, like, again, I think we all agree, like I said, that we all kind of want Nicolas Cage to be Spider-Man. Like, that's kind of the big thing, is that we want we want to unleash the Rage Cage on the universe and see him in live action. And if anyone's going to do, like, if there's any way you can do a darker, more violent Spider-Man, it's Noir. Like, Noir makes sense. If you want to go for a dark and gritty Spider-Man, then yeah, it's nothing better than a hard-boiled kind of story with Spider-Man, right? Like, it makes sense to do that with this character, that you can really play out with that whole aspect of Spider-Man, that he is this dark and brooding character, because that's who he was. That's who he was. This kind of dark and brooding character in the Noir comics. So yeah. Now, will we see other versions of Noir characters like Iron Man Noir and the X-Men and the others? I sincerely doubt it. This is going to be just a pure Spider-Man story. Like, that's really what it's going to be, is a pure, full-on Spider-Man story and that's really it. Like, that's just really what it's going to be. I don't see a Noir verse happening. I sincerely doubt Marvel's going to play ball with Sony, and that's just going to be it. Like, that's just how it's going to play out, is that we are just going to be dealing with a Noir verse Spider-Man. And that's really how, and not to say that's anything bad. It's just that's how the game, that's how showbiz goes sometimes. So, the other question is like, how violent is this show going to be? That's another question we have to ask ourselves. Is like, how violent is this show going to be by the end of it? Like, how much are we talking? Because remember, how Uncle Ben dies is drastically different than how he dies in the original continuity. Remember, in the original continuity, he gets shot by a robber. In Noir, he gets eaten alive by the Vulture, who in here is a cannibal hitman. Yeah, let me say that again for like those of you who tried to grasp that. He gets eaten alive by a cannibal vulture. Yeah. Now, it also stands to reason of what are the villains going to be like. Like, what are the villains going to be like in comparison to Spider-Man? Are we going to see Vulture be a cannibal? Are we going to see, like, Doc Ock with his, like, tentacles, like, steam-powered and whatnot? Is Norman Osborn going to be, like, a gangster? Or are they going to keep him as, like, a corporate... Because remember, he was like a crime lord in the Noir comics. So... are they going to do that, or are they going to have him as like this kind of like this super captain of industry who is just untouchable and is like secretly working as a criminal mastermind? Like, is that something we could see in the is that something we could see in the show? So there's a lot of interesting takes here and there of where they could go and what they could do with each of the characters. So I'm very interested to see where they could go with that. And yeah, this is like something I was not I don't think any of us were expecting the thought of quite literally having a Spider-Man Noir show. Was anyone expecting that? No. And also, like, if this does well, could that you have to ask yourself another question. Like, here is another major question that I think we should all bring up to attention. I don't think a lot of people have. Is this big one? If this does well, does that mean we could get other Spider-Man shows based off of other characters in the Spider-Verse? Like, is there a chance we could get other Spider-Man characters to get their own spin-off shows on, like, Amazon or other streaming shows? Because if that's the case, I would there are tons of Spider-Man I would love to see. First and foremost, I want a Spider-Man 2099 show. Like, tell me you wouldn't want a Spider-Man 2099 show. Even, like, Spider-Punk is worthy of his own show. Of course, Gwen is, too. Like, Gwen is more than capable, has a big enough universe. Yeah, I think that would be really cool to do, like, a Spider-Man, a Spider-Verse TV show. I think there's a lot of potential for that. I do think that there is quite a lot of potential for a lot of this, and I think that that's kind of that hasn't really been talked about. That hasn't been talked about in any of conversations for like, oh yeah, and not to say I'm not excited for a Spider-Man Noir show. I am in no way saying that. In fact, I'm very excited for a Spider-Man Noir TV show. I'm just saying, like, has anyone else talked about the thought of having a the possibility of this could open the door to other Spider-Man characters getting shows as well? Like, that's something I don't think anyone's really talked about. So, yeah. But you guys tell me in the comments below, what Spider-Man, what do you guys think of this Spider-Man Noir TV live-action show? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Would you guys want Nick Cage to play him in live-action? Or are you thinking another actor entirely? Also, if this does well, do you think this could open the door to other Spider-Man characters getting their own TV shows? Like, that's what other Spider-Man characters could you see getting their own TV shows? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in Multiverse.